Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Deep Capsule Reactions and my name's Greg. And I played a Cold Chisel song the other day, Wild Colonial Boy, and somebody brought to my attention that it was not quite what most people might have expected, that this is a traditional song. Uh, and I looked at several different versions. There was a version by the Irish Rovers that I really liked. I mean, it was, you know, good music and all that. This, from what I heard, I don't like as much. It's an old ballad, and but this is like the Australian version, so I thought it would be important for me to watch it. Sometimes I listen to music that, maybe I like or maybe I don't, but it's important music. So you gotta at least check it out. And from what I understand, this guy in this song was quite the Robin Hood, you might say, and so that's something that always gets my attention. Being an Okie here. So let's go ahead and listen to it. They're calling it Commonwealth of Australia, the Wild Colonial Boy, and I think it's from a movie or something. So I don't know. We'll see, and you guys can probably tell me a lot more than I would ever find out. So here we go.
There was a wild colonial boy, Jack Doolan was his name. Of poor but honest parents, he was born in Castlemaine. He was his father's only hope, his mother's pride and joy. And dearly did his parents love the wild colonial boy. When scarcely 16 years of age, he left his father's home, and through Australia's countryside a bushranger did roam. He'd rob the largest squatters, their stock he would destroy. A terror to Australia was the wild colonial boy. In 61, this daring youth commenced his wild career. With a heart that knew no danger, no foeman did he fear. He stuck up the Beechworth mail coach and robbed Judge McAvoy, who trembling cold gave up his gold to the wild colonial boy. As Jack rode out one morning and riding slowly on, when listening to the little birds, they sweetly sang their song, he spied 3 mounted troopers, Kelly, Davis, and Fitzroy, all riding up to capture the wild colonial boy. Surrender now, Jack Doolan, you see there's 3 to 1. Surrender in the Queen's name, for your roving days are done. Jack drew a pistol from his belt, and he swung it like a toy. I'll fight but not surrender, cried the wild colonial boy. He fired at Trooper Kelly, and he brought him to the ground. And in return from Davis, he received a mortal wound. all shattered through the jaw he lay, still firing at Fitzroy. And that's the way they captured him, the wild colonial boy.
Well, even though I don't like that type of music or that type of singing, I guess more than anything, that was still definitely worth seeing. And I'm glad I watched that version with the movie clips and all that. It kind of helped me, and then plus the lyrics and everything, written on the screen, that helped too. But that was very cool, and one of those great mythological stories that we have about our country. So, here in Oklahoma, of course, we had, among other outlaws, we had Pretty Boy Floyd, who, besides robbing banks and stuff, robbed banks because that's where the money was, as he said. But anyway, he would go in and, grab all the money and then burn the mortgage papers and documents, which freed these people from debt. These homeowners, people that own shitload of farms here in Oklahoma. And, this is during the Depression, so a lot of people were losing their land. The bank held the mortgage and they'd foreclose, and, here's this farm you've worked on for, 30, 40 years or whatever, and it's just gone. And then you're off to California, hoping for a land of gold or something, but didn't happen. But anyway, it's part of the mystique of kind of the West, I think, and that was, I guess, taking place in Victoria. I mean, you mentioned Castlemaine, and I don't know. I had read I read trashy books, urban fantasies and stuff, but there's this Australian author that I do like, and she set one of her books right around Castlemaine, so that was cool, with all the gold diggings and all that stuff. It's just, gives me a chance to see someplace outside of where I'm at, So anyway, that was cool, and that was not the song that Cold Chisel did. I don't think. I mean, they sure. Yeah, I'm sure it was totally different. Not even the same words or anything. But anyway, that was cool. And I was glad to listen to the Australian version. So I hope y'all like that, and I will be back. And hit like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all then. Bye bye.